The 1720 Chinese expedition to Tibet, or the Chinese conquest of Tibet in 1720, was a military expedition sent by the Qing dynasty to expel the invading forces of the Dzungar Khanate from Tibet and establish a Chinese protectorate over the country. The expedition occupied Lhasa and marks the beginning of Qing rule in Tibet, which lasted until the dynasty's fall in 1912. History. The Koshut Prince Goshi Khan overthrew the Prince of Sang and established the Koshut Khanate on the Tibetan plateau in 1642. As the main benefactor of the Deluge school of Tibetan Buddhism, he made the fifth Dalai Lama the highest spiritual and political authority in Tibet, who established the regime known as Ganden Phodrang in the same year. The Dzungar Khanate under Suwang Ratan invaded Tibet in 1717, deposed Nawang Yashi Gyatso, the pretender to the position of Dalai Lama of Lha Bangkhan, who was the last ruler of the Koshut Khanate, and killed Lezang Khan and his entire family. They also destroyed a small force at the Battle of the Salween River, which the Kangxi Emperor of the Qing dynasty had sent to clear traditional trade routes in 1718. In response, an expedition sent by the Kangxi Emperor, together with Tibetan forces under Polhanis of Sang and Kangchenas, the governor of western Tibet, expelled the Dzungars from Tibet in 1720 as patrons of the Koshut and liberators of Tibet from the Dzungars. The king installed a new, more popular Dalai Lama Khelzang Gyatso as the seventh Dalai Lama and left behind a garrison of 3,000 men in Lhasa. In time, the king came to see themselves as overlords of Tibet, and Tibet was turned into a protectorate by the Manchus. The king removed the indigenous civil government that had existed in Lhasa since the rule of the fifth Dalai Lama, and created a Tibetan cabinet or council of ministers known as the Kashag in 1721. This council was to govern Tibet under the close supervision of the Chinese garrison commander stationed in Lhasa, who frequently interfered with Kashag decisions, especially when Chinese interests were involved. Kangchene would be the first ruling prince to lead the Kashag under Qing overlordship. This began the period of Qing administrative rule of Tibet, which lasted until the fall of the Qing dynasty in 1912.